Andrew McGahon for the MacLife.com here in what we're going to call the Mac Manor. I hope you're okay with that.
Oh yeah, that's a fitting name, definitely.
Okay, we'll go with the Mac Manor alongside Ballymun's finest, Mr. Owen Roddy. Owen, fantastic to see
what
you.
Up?
And looking very coloured.
Oh no, yeah, black on black.
I think no, I meant your
and a bit of mahogany, yeah.
Yeah, no, I really think that after what is probably your 6th or 7th trip to Las Vegas at this stage, the sun was a hard thing to grasp at the start, but now you seem to have taken
it finally caught on, it finally got to me, yeah.
Your skin is broken down over the years here in
that's
Vegas,
but we're working hard. Putting the 10,000 hours in. I'm out here every morning at 6 a.m. like that. Come on.
Just getting the. Well, Artem said he's been slacking on his tan. He said a couple of years ago he was out every morning, but now he prefers the air conditioning.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think you're trying to run Ryan Curtis and his sunbed activity close.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Ryan is getting darker by the day, and it's raining all the time in Ireland. Yeah. So
I don't know how he's doing it. I need to find out. But
it's magic.
I suppose the first thing, the last time we spoke, the camp was finishing up. I said that to Artem as well. But I'm really interested in knowing that how could it possibly have gone a step higher when it got to Las Vegas, when you already saw the detail and the preparation that was going into it in Dublin? Because I genuinely do think that Dublin has outdone anything that had been done for a fight by you guys up until this point.
Yeah, I just believe that it's Conor. It's what Conor's capable of. How Conor's capable of improving week in, week out is phenomenal. Like, you know, he was ready to go in Dublin, and then, you know, we've had a couple of weeks out here and stuff like that, and he becomes twice the fighter each week. Each week he trains, and nobody on earth can do that, but he can. And you know, that's all it is. He just constantly improves. He'll improve hour by hour, day by day, week by week. You know, so yeah. And I always say the same thing. The Conor that's here would have bet the Conor that's in Dublin. There's no doubt about that. I've no doubt in my mind that the Conor that we're looking at, you know, today is, you know,
streets ahead
of the Conor that was in Dublin. And the Conor that was in Dublin is a scary motherfucker.
Yeah. To me, it seemed like the World Tour actually happened at the best possible time. It was a nice break. It was a couple of days away from maybe the regimented style of Dublin. And then, I suppose, was there a sense of excitement or anticipation that you knew that there was a scenery change, I suppose, coming? Because I know through your vlogs, it's always tough for you leaving your kids, leaving your wife. I know that's very hard for you, but it seems like this was something that was relished. Going away this time wasn't just a Mendes interim title. It wasn't just that. It just seemed like this was for all the marbles.
Yeah, I mean, but this is, you can't tone this down. And obviously I'm very fortunate and very lucky to have my wife at home that holds down the fort when I'm away, and she backs me up 100%. She turns around and she says, this is never going to come ever again. You're involved in the biggest fight ever, like, so go do it, like, and help out as much as you can and do your thing. I'll hold down the fort until you know, after August 26th. But yeah, you can't tone down something like this, and the world tour, like, I'd never experienced that like that in my life. You know, who gets to go on a world tour in a private jet and drive around?
Does.
I do now. Yeah, like it's mental, like it's crazy, like, and yeah. So I mean, these are unbelievable memories that I'm going to have, you know, when I'm older, and unbelievable stories that I'm going to be able to tell my kids and my grandkids and stuff like that. But all that aside, you know what I mean? I mean, if we didn't have a world tour and we didn't have all the glitz, you know, if we were put in a little dog box, you know, a little shed with one bag and a half a ring, and it was pissing rain, I'd be there right behind Conor, no matter what, because I've been there from day one. Do you know what I mean? When we didn't have any of this, when we were, you know, training in a tiny little warehouse, which was, you know, cold and damp and wet. Do you know what I mean? I was there, and now we get to reap the rewards, and I enjoy it. I think it's unbelievable to be able to do all of this. Like, I've marked so many things off my bucket list, you know, things that I never even put on it because I didn't think I could attain.
Exactly.
Yeah, I put them on and then marked them off straight away. Private jet, yeah, private jet, tick that off. Rolls Royce, drop top, yeah. Rolls Royce, Phantom, drop top, yeah, boom. You know, it's just great fun, but you know, whatever the case would have been, I'd have been behind them anyway.
to me, it seems, I don't know if you've seen it, but Paddy Houlihan did a fantastic video piece with Kevin Kilban the other day in his new gym. So you definitely know the compliments that he threw your way.
He's deadly.
You're blushing already.
He's deadly.
To be honest, I think in terms of like Paddy's now branching out, he's SBG Dublin 24 is now officially open. It's open for business. But the praise that he heaped on you there, and in particular, something that I always thought was quite underrated, and I'm glad that he brought it to the attention, was your pad work with Conor. About how fights don't happen like this. They don't happen the way that you see boxing people train. They're moving around, and it's almost like a telepathic connection that the two of you have. And I don't think that anybody outside of having seen you train or seen the fights throughout the years can appreciate the level that you and Conor have struck up when it comes to padman and striker.
It looks different.
And not to call you a padman, not to say padman.
No. I mean that's what people know me for, you know. But what myself and Conor, it's very similar to fight simulation when we do the pads. It's not pre-rehearsed or anything like that. It's just free flow. You know. You very rarely do I call many shots. I give him a couple of shots and then I fire shots back, and it's never once does he know when the shots are coming, and it's just his reactions. His reactions are so finely tuned that he's able to slip the shots and come back with the shots that are the shots that apply. You know what I mean? But we've worked. Myself and Conor have worked for, guts of 12 years maybe. You know what I mean? I was there when Conor first walked into the gym, and I always say we were sparring partners and training partners for a long time. And when I started slowing down, because we were both southpaws, we always padded each other. And then, I just began to pad him, and me being a southpaw, I see shots that work for him, so it helps.
And I suppose one of the other complaints was that you didn't give a technical breakdown. Now, I feel that on the Mark Life it would be a very stupid thing to ask Owen Roddy what shots are Conor McGregor going to use. Is Conor McGregor going to use to beat Floyd Mayweather? So people will be happy to know after this fight in relation to shot selection and little things like that.
Without a doubt.
We have a surprise coming after this fight. But in terms of, I suppose we look at the manner of how, is it still the same as before? Is it still you coming with an idea, Conor coming with an idea, sometimes someone does this, sometimes someone does that, I feel this could work, do you think this could work? Is it still very much an open dialogue?
and that's between, it's not only between me and Conor, it's between the whole team. Like, Conor's very open to taking people's suggestions, and giving his own suggestions. So it's like it's a team effort. We sit down, we look at the challenge at hand, we see predictable movements. We see, stuff that is repeated over and over again. A person does this, a person does that. Where are the holes in that? And then you say, okay, well, there's the holes. What can we put into that hole to capitalise on it? And that's it. And I say this before people say, I know, but it's different. It's boxing. It's not different. When it comes down to when you're in a fight, okay, it's the exact same process. I'm trying to lead him into a position where I can capitalise on it. Vice versa, he's trying to do the same to me. The only difference is the weapons. In mixed martial arts, you use more weapons. In boxing, you only use 2 weapons. You use your hands. But the thought process is exactly the same. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. We do the exact same thing over and over again.
And it's always been problem-solving based, as opposed to, I don't want to say repetition based, because the theory of repetition, at least when applied to jiu-jitsu, is a perfect one. It helps quite a lot, but it has always been a reactionary thing, as opposed to you're going to do this, you're going to do this, then you're going to do that. You're going to do this, but he could respond this way, and you need to have a counter off all of those shots. I just believe that. I just believe it's about leading somebody into a position where you can capitalise. And in my honest opinion, there is no better person on the planet that can do that in combat sports. Conor McGregor he's the best at doing it, you know what I mean? And he proves it time and time again. He makes you think you're making the right decision, but you never are. And no matter what decision you make, you're still making the wrong decision, because he's got an answer for it all. It's like playing chess. He's 4 steps ahead.
Okay, and no matter where you go, he's got the strategy to put you back in that position to capitalise.
Excellent. And then I suppose, because for the first time in 7 trips, it is now starting to rain in Las Vegas. I've never seen that. I don't know what it is, but you're after saying about how it can, I don't want to say how it can make you better, but how will all of this make you better when you go back to SBG Charlestown? I know you have either beginner program starting, I know you have an active mixed martial arts team, both at amateur and professional now. How exactly is this experience going to help Owen Roddy in terms of himself, in terms of when he goes back and it's back to Ryan Curtis and what he's going to do next with his career? Where do you feel that's going to be is it the pressure, is it the magnitude of this situation?
Yeah, I honestly think it's the pressure. It's being able to deal with things under the pressure, like, you know. And there's different levels of pressure, like, you know what I mean. Just talking on a coach's perspective. Okay, I'm coaching my first fighter in his first amateur fight. Am I going to be okay? Am I going to do it right? Am I going to give him the right information? Am I going to see the shots coming back and lead him into the win? And then it's okay. And now it's a professional fighter. The margin for error is a lot smaller now. How do I deal with that? And now it's on the main event on a big show. It doesn't get much bigger than this. So the pressure doesn't get much higher than this. It doesn't, and it won't get much higher than this. This is the biggest event ever. If I can do a good job on this, everything else is easier.
And the 3 arenas, nothing.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, and that's all there is. And it, you know, it gives my team confidence, knowing that our coach has been on the highest possible level, and on numerous occasions, with the best combat athlete on the planet, and he's here coaching us. So what he says has merit, you know.
Exactly. So Owen, first of all, thank you very much.
I appreciate
the host, the creator, the innovator behind the SBG Charlestown blog. It's off to a rapid success so far.
Yeah.
And I suppose we'll see many episodes before the fight, and hopefully we'll chat 1 or 2 more times before the fight. So
most
Owen,
definitely.
Thank
really
you very
appreciate
much again.
Thanks
we'll
a lot,
see you later
Andrew.
on.